Hey,
Again,
yo, what's up?
what's up, bro?
What's good with
You
the
know,
Wi-Fi there?
Wi-Fi, I'm like, I don't know, but
Nah, it's cool. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah,
um, just really
yeah.
last question to you.
All right, no problem, no problem.
Basically, when did you record your first track, and what was it like? What what inspired it for it?
Well, when I first recorded a track was probably 2017, and what
Um,
inspired it was mostly just hearing music and just like wanting to make my own, you know. It was probably a trap song, something like that, but like yeah, it was just wanting to make my own music because you know sometimes when I hear music I hear like different parts that actually aren't in the song, so I always wanted to make my own thing, so that's probably where it stemmed from.
mm, mm, mm. So, was there an intention to putting out your first track?
Not really. I mean, I sent it to a few friends, like a few groups, but not anything serious because at the time it was like 2017, so you know the SoundCloud rapper era was in full force, so I didn't want to be known as just a SoundCloud rapper, you know, or an aspiring SoundCloud rapper.
All right.
Yeah.
Was there a story to it?
Nah, not really. As I said, it was just probably some trap song, you know. It was the days of Die Lit by Playboy Cardi, so probably just wanting to imitate him or you know something like that.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to your intentions, actually.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
basically, is your intention is for listeners to actually connect and follow your music? And tell me if it is your intention, why is that your intention?
Sorry, just repeat. I didn't hear you.
Intention to have listeners to connect and feel your music. I mean, just like the EP you just released. Is that your intention to have people to
Mm.
connect and feel your music? And if it is your intention, why is it your intention?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, if you can't connect to what you're listening to, then why are you listening in the first place? So definitely, like if I can connect on an interpersonal level with my listeners, then yeah, for sure, all power to it.
So that's the reason, because people really can't feel your music if they don't connect to it.
Exactly, yeah. And I feel like it's just another way of expressing who I am as a person. Because you know, it's easy to talk to someone and be like, yo, you know, I like this, and that. But when you make a song and you have lyrics and there's like an element or an aura to it, like that shows a lot more than a few words can say in a conversation.
Wow. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to your goals then. What do you want to achieve within the next coming or few years concerning your music career?
Um, I don't want to put like a cap on it. I'd say the most important thing right now is just to continue to make good music and make better music. And I feel like that's the most important thing, and the rest will just come naturally, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, you just touched on everything coming naturally. Do you feel
Mm.
like your music naturally has the potential to touch the world, and is that exactly what keeps you going?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, even if I do say so myself, I do have a very unique sound. Like you can't really compare it to another artist. I mean, you hear Times I Spent. Times I Spent doesn't sound like any other song to me, you know. So I feel like it does. It could be a new niche in the market or wherever. So yeah, I do feel like it has the potential to go worldwide.
Mm, mm, mm. Alright. What else inspires you to keep going?
Um, my friends mostly. I gotta say I have a good group of friends, and my brother, my sister, my uncle. You know, they all inspire me to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep doing what I'm doing. And I mean, they always support me. So you know, they're probably the biggest factor.
Wow. Alright.
Yeah.
So, are those the people who really inspire you to go to the studio and record the EP or
Hmm.
any other track you're working on at the moment? Uh, or there are other people that actually inspire you to record music, do this and that, write lyrics every time you write something down, you think, oh, you have this person or this outline brand in your
Hmm.
mind to keep it going.
Yeah, I feel like it's a combination of things. I mean, sometimes when I just feel like let's say something happens to me in my personal life, and it just like you know it affects me. I feel like that's one of the factors that inspires me to go there and like record things. As I said, I wanted to be very personal, very connective, or yeah, connective. So if I like, for instance, if a girl, you know, does a few mad things, why not step into the booth and you know express yourself?
Yeah, and get the steam out your heart and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So most of the things you write are of personal experience.
yeah. Most of them. Some of them I've also wrote from like a friend's perspective. Like, not necessarily everything I write is mine or my experience, but sometimes I'll have a friend that's going through something, and I'm just thinking like, yo, if I was in his position, I'd feel this way. You know, I'd you know do all these things. So yeah, but mostly it is of personal experience.
Wow. So okay, I get that completely. And looking
Mm,
at the fact that you're the type of artist that writes about his personal experience and not exactly about what happens around, most rappers actually, typical rappers, they
mm,
rap about, or artists, let me put it like that, they
mm,
rap about or write about girls, booze, money, weed, and all that. Looking at
mm.
all those factors, that is you as an independent artist, Tristano, exactly why would you confidently say that you're an asset to the music industry? Looking at all these factors that you have, which are really rare factors in the music we
Mm,
find ourselves living lately, and looking at the fact that you're an artist that
mm.
writes about personal experiences and stuff, you're really personal. Why would you say you're an asset to the music industry?
Um, well, I'd say I'm an asset. I feel like every person goes through something different, you know. Every person has different experiences every day. Every someone feels different about something than another person would. So I feel like it's very important to see different perspectives, and if that perspective sounds good and it appeals to, you know, what you're feeling or you can relate to it, then yeah, I mean, you know, it would be an asset, yeah.
I bet. So if you
You
had a
see
chance
someone.
to collaborate, yeah?
Sorry, I'm saying yeah. Just look in the chat. The world would be a better place if women didn't cheat. Hallelujah.
Did you ever write about cheating or anything like that?
Nah, nothing like that.
But you've done it.
But I've done it. No, I've never done it.
Really?
Ah, no, we loyal boys. Yeah, we loyal boys. Yeah,
I like that.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
Of course, man.
Alright, let's move on. So if you had a chance to collaborate with an artist
Mm,
specifically in Swatini, let's leave out the artists you already collaborated with, including the boy.
Mm.
Who would be and why?
Um, well, I mean, I've collaborated with the boy, as you said. I've also collaborated. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the guys from the 808 Cave. I've made a lot of music for them actually, like beats wise. Love Live Lance, Amari, Esco. I've worked with all of them. Um, I'm not too sure, eh? I mean, there are a lot of artists, but in Eswatini, I'm not too sure. I'd have to give that like a bit of a think or a bit of thought before I give an answer.
Okay, I it's so. What do you think of like basically what's your input or thoughts that come to mind when you look at music industry in Eswatini at the moment? What do you think of it? What's the first thought that comes to mind on, especially looking at the fact that now you're involved in it? You're not only
Mm,
just a person who's watching it, but you're involved in it. But
mm.
now looking from what you've seen, what you've experienced in the industry, what do you think of it?
I mean, I feel like it's come a long way in the past few years. I mean, I don't know if that's just me growing up and actually seeing, more of the artists here actually come out and release their work. But no, I definitely say it's going in the right direction, I think. I mean, just the sheer quality of like the vocal recording, the mixing, the production as well. I'd say we're in a pretty good place right now. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, but I feel like we are going in the right direction.
Right. So, speaking of going into the right direction, basically, let's move into your recently release, very recent,
Mm.
Damage.
Yeah.
Basically, my first question about that would be, how did that come about? I mean, that's a very deep EP to do, and how did that come about? And basically, looking at how you articulated it, I'd say that is very like that, especially involving all the collaborations you made in it.
I mean, looking back at it now, it wasn't so hard. I mean, of course, there was a lot of work, like a lot of work put into the EP. But no, it was a pretty smooth process overall, I'd say. I mean, my main collaborator, a hooligan worldwide who's in the chat right now, shout out to you. Yeah, basically we've been friends for a while, like almost a year now. So every now and again, as producers do, we send out, our beats and we like, yo, check this out. What do you think? So um, he sent me a beat once. I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago. He sent me a beat and I was like, yo, this shit kind of fire. And I'm like, damn, this shit is actually kind of fire. I'm like, I'm gonna record to this. So I recorded that night. I sent it back to him in the morning, and that's how I Say came about. That song was I Say. That was the first song on the project.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it came about.
Yeah.
And then from there, he's like, yo, you actually sound pretty good on the beat. Like, I'm gonna send you another one. So the next day, he sent me he sent me another beat, and he was like, yo, you think you can hit this as well? I'm like, oh shit, this is fire too. I'm like, yeah, for sure, I could definitely hit this. So again, I recorded that night, sent it back in the morning, and he's like, damn, this might even be better than the last one. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I think we have something on our hands here. And he's like, but I want to change a few things up in the beats and whatnot. So he actually came over to the studio with me, and he started working on the beat. I recorded, or I just put the vocals on there again, and that's how Times I Spent came out. And then from there, it just kept building and building.
Yo, but
And
at first, when he kept on sending you the beats, the intention
yeah.
wasn't to make an EP, right?
Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not. It was just like, um, yo, this is a nice beat. I sound good on this beat. The beat is fire, and like, yeah, let's just record something. Something on here. The intention was never to make a whole EP, but we just heard it and we like, yo, this is so good. People have to hear this, and then that's how the EP came about. I think after we recorded I Say and Times I Spent, we like, nah, dude, we have to release a whole EP and just stem from there.
Yo, I I
Yeah.
bet. So let's move on to a few hours before you release an EP. I think those are the most important hours of putting an EP out there.
Hmm.
And my question to you would be, how did you really feel just a few hours before, or even a few minutes before releasing it out there?
How did I feel? I was pretty tranquil, I'd say. I was pretty calm because me myself, I'm like, yo, this is good music. Obviously, you'll have like the butterflies every now and again, but like, yeah, I was pretty confident. I'd say I was more excited than anything, that people actually get to hear this because a lot of people haven't really heard me, you know, rap or sing. So I was like pretty excited to see what people thought, and the reaction was good. I mean, we got number one album in the country across all genres and across hip hop and rap within 24 hours of release. So, and
Imagine.
especially considering it overtook Whole Lotta Red and Kid Cudi's new album. I mean, Whole Lotta Red on its own is probably the most anticipated album of the past few years. So that was just crazy to me to
To
see.
surpass it was actually, yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it at all. I didn't, but it was a very pleasant surprise.
Alright. So, who and what inspired the direction of the sound of the EP?
Mm, I think it was a few things. I feel like the melancholic nature of like the instrumentals just really it connected and it like yeah it connected with what I was going through at the moment and like the thoughts that I was having at the time. So I'd say the beats a lot, but also a few things that had been happening in my personal life that also inspired a lot of the sound and just like past experiences that I've had, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it does seem like you have to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you know me personally, I'm not really such an outspoken person. I usually keep to myself. I don't really say how I feel about anything. Like even if I'm going through something bad at the moment, I won't be like, yo, I'm feeling bad. I got this, and that going on. So I feel like
Yeah,
releasing that in the music was probably the best thing that I could do because it really helped me get through what I was going through, but it also created something beautiful in the process.
yeah. So basically, you use the opportunity of making music to actually voice it in that manner. Is that what you want
Yeah.
to keep on? Is that the momentum you want to keep going?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, for me, I always want to keep things genuine and as I said, I want things to come naturally. So I don't want to force myself to put out something that's not organic or something that's not real. I always want to put genuine emotion into it because I feel like that's when you get the best work. So it is definitely something that I want to continue to do, and that's something I will continue to do.
I say. My next question is a very tricky one. So,
Mm. Oh, hit me with
looking
it.
at the fact that on a per- I want you to basically take us through the because I mean it got me on like literally an overthinking mode, I would call it. So
Mm, yeah.
basically take us through the story behind the EP and the deeper sides of just listening to the EP and knowing the whole.
Oh, knowing the whole story, I mean, I can do that, but like, I won't give all the details, but so for the most part, I'd say that I say doesn't really have like a really deep story behind it. It's just like, sometimes when you're with someone that you know that you connect with, and things just happen. So that's how that goes. But I feel like for times I spent and love, I don't know when exactly it was, but like I was going through a phase where like I was interested in this girl, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know at the time if she liked me back, or like typical things, So I was just writing like how I was feeling, and how that affected me, I'd say, because I was in a moment where like it wasn't very things weren't very certain. I mean, I was making things very obvious that I am attracted to you. I do like you. I do have feelings, but like I wasn't receiving that energy back. But yeah, I'd say it was a mixture between that and another story that I won't go into too much detail. But like, yeah, I was having another problem with my girl. So yeah, we'll leave it there, I'd say.
If you say so, if you say so, let's not go deeper into detail then. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, looking at this EP, and I mean, like, I broke it down. I was actually having this conversation with someone not so long ago from now that
Hmm.
this EP actually takes you through different dimensions, and
Mhm.
when you listen to it, it's like from the intro to the outro, it's like from down, like from the downside of emotions to the upside of emotions,
Mhm.
and the emotions actually escalate as you continue listening to the EP. That's what I like really deeply actually experienced. So
Yeah.
that experience, that type of work, background in the studio, in the booth, working with artists like the boy, that experience, especially looking at the work at the final product, basically, of the work you guys put out
Hmm.
there.
Yeah.
How's that experience while that product was still being molded into what it is right now?
I no, I'd say it's a very pleasant process. I mean, it's something that I genuinely enjoy. Like the boy, and a hooligan worldwide. Personally, they're very likable as people. So it's not like a work only relationship. Like these are people that I actually know, people that I actually like. And when you just sit together in a room and you all work on something that you're passionate about, and you have like-minded individuals around you, it's a very nice process. Like um you go through, you talk about your goals, like what we're doing now. You talk about what you think about things, how you would have done certain things different. Nah, it's a very nice process, I'd say. Like I love the boy and a hooligan worldwide. I love you guys. You're the best.
I'm sure you do. um,
Yeah.
my next question is: do you feel like, looking at the fact that basically this EP is actually very unique, in the sense that I've personally never heard anything like that. Yes, I've heard something in the same, what can I say, in the same caliber. Basically the
Mm,
boys EP, which in my head I can't really even compare because I wouldn't even know which one to choose anyway. But
mm.
the synergy between these two projects, the uniqueness between these two projects, I can't compare them. At the same time, they are both something that the industry has never heard of. Now,
Mm.
looking at that fact, do you feel like this is a step into a new direction for you as your own brand and a step into a new direction? I mean, in the sense that it's going to open doors for you since you've now started doing something really unique and you're going to continue running with that uniqueness as you go.
Oh yeah, I hope so. I hope it does. And I have faith that it will, because as you said, even with Weekend in My Head, especially where we come from, like, Southern Africa, you don't really hear sounds like what the boy put out or what I put out. That's not really a sound that's well known or a sound that's, just very, very common. So I feel like there is big potential, like very big potential. Like the boy is an incredible artist, and he's a good person as well. So hopefully, yeah, this does take us to the next level, to something that this country's never seen.
And so let's move on to the current, what's happening now. The feedback you're getting from the EP is quite immense, and
Mm.
my personal feedback is you did quite a really great job with that EP. I am still going to listen to it. Actually, I'm going to listen to it after this. And
Thanks, appreciate it.
looking at that type of feedback and the fact that you were number one in the hip hop rap charts in Eswatini, when putting this out, or you just were like, I'm just putting it out because I worked for it and I'm just probably doing this, because I love doing it and I'm just putting my emotions out. Now, getting this type of feedback isn't what you expected.
No, not at all. I mean, I never expected the EP to do half as well as it's done. I mean, when I was looking at the charts the day after, and um I saw Times I Spend at 28. I saw I Say at or Love. I saw Love at 34. I saw I Say at 38. I saw Ain't the Same at 42. I was like, damn, like I thought it would do well, but I didn't think it would do as well as it did. And when Leo's like a hooligan worldwide. So when he hit me up and he's like, yo, we're number one on all genres charts. I'm like, bro, stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. He's like, bro, go and check. He's like, bro, go and check. So I'm like, all right, bet, let me go check. So I go see the charts. And at the time we were third. And I'm like, wait a minute, we even third? I was surprised that we were third. And then I think I went into like Apple Music has this funny genre sorting feature. So I went in there and I changed the genre from all genres. I changed it to hip hop and rap. And hip hop and rap, we were number two at the time. I'm like, damn, we number two at hip hop and rap as well. That's crazy. And then I went back to all genres and I saw that we were actually number one, and I just went crazy. I won't lie, I jumped up and I was like celebrating the hell out of everything. Nah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
I mean, was this your debut EP?
Yeah, debut EP.
Debut EP. I can imagine how that felt. I mean, that should be that is actually every artist's dream. And looking at what happened with you, it seems like a great thing that happened. And looking at the
Mm.
fact that you never even expected it to happen, you know, and it happened. Basically, what was the intention then? Telling your aunt what happened, the feedback you got. When you were putting this out, now you look at, you weren't expecting that, right? So which means you didn't know it was going to happen.
Mm.
What was your
Yeah.
intention? You pressed that upload button.
Well, I mean, I wasn't expecting anything numbers wise because I feel like numbers, they can say a lot, but they can say a very little at the same time. Like people can listen, but only listen because you know you're their friend and they want to support you. What I really wanted for myself and for Leo and for Tando, I was like, what I really want for us, I want to make music that people can relate to. I want to make music that people enjoy, and I want to make music that people can listen to, not just now when it releases, but 6 months down the line, still play that same music. Because I feel like it's very easy to get like an initial spike of numbers, like when you just release, but it's extremely hard to keep that level there. So I was just hoping to make music with replay value. So not that you just listen once and then you're like, okay, that was cool, never listen again. I wanted to make something that people can listen to once and be like, yo, this is really good. I want to listen over and over and over again. So that's what I wanted personally.
Yes, right. So looking at your journey, that's your music journey, that actually started a few months in 20. Looking at your whole journey,
Mm.
your basically short-lived journey, but I wouldn't say it's too short. It's actually long enough for you to experience a whole lot of things, especially looking at the fact that you're in Eswatini and that industry is kind of hard, on a personal note as well. For me, it's kind of hard, and for everyone else, it is.
Mm.
So, what would be the one word you'd have to describe your music journey so far?
One work I'd say promising, because I mean I started making music, as you said. I started making music in 2018 when I was 15 at the time. I was 15. I mean, I'm 17 now, but to get from where I was, like not knowing anything about music production, music theory, um, how to release music, how to market yourself, to get from where I was before to where I am now in that short space of time, I feel like I'm very proud of myself to achieve what I've achieved so far. And I just hope it continues. But yeah, I definitely say promising is the one word that I'd use to describe it.
All right, the journey continues, B. The journey continues. Now, I just came up with a very tricky question. Before I go,
Okay.
last question.
Yeah.
What would be the one track, not two, not three, one track
Mm.
that you have ever put out there that you would say is your personal favorite?
Hey, I've gotten this question so many times you wouldn't believe it. And what I've said to everyone who's asked so far, I've said it's like asking a parent which child they like the most. As a parent, you love all your children equally, and that's I feel the same way. I feel the same way about my music because for me, I'm not going to release something that I wouldn't listen to, because if I wouldn't listen to it, my own music, no one else is going to listen to it. But
True.
I'd say after all the the feedback that I've gotten from Dimensions and what it's done, I'd probably have to say it's Times I Spent, considering that's actually my highest peaking song and what seems to be everyone's favorite song. Well, not everyone, but most people's favorite song off the EP. So I definitely say right now it has to be Times I Spent. Simply off the fact that it's it's done the best out of all my songs.
Right, right. If you say so. So moving on to my last question before Instagram cuts us off.
Mm,
It's about to be 1 hour.
yeah.
Um, if you had a chance or the chance, Tristan, from 5 years ago, write about anything, what would you tell him?
Mm. Yo, what would I tell him? That's tough, hey? But I'd probably say, if I had to say one thing, if I had to say one thing to myself from 5 years ago, I'd probably just say, believe in yourself. Believe what you do is good. Believe what you do is it's good. Yeah, basically, I just tell myself to believe in what I do and not to give up on anything, and to keep pushing and to keep working hard on and at everything, whether it be schoolwork or music or whatever I wanted to do. So yeah, I definitely just tell myself to keep hard, to keep working hard, and to never give up on what I want to do.
And I guess that wraps it up then. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Tristano, for taking your time and initiating this
Oh no,
interview.
thank
I
you,
knew
thank you
it.
so much for having me, man.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for actually being patient with the few problems that we had. Oh, we got it done.
Oh, we got it done, man. We got it done.
We
It
got
was
it
fun.
done. We got it done. Shout out. I mean, that's the Corona way of things now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all like that. Anyway, that wraps it up for our New Year special. That was Tristan. And yo, Tristan, I'm gonna need you to post this on your IGTV, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
download it, and you can delete it right after.
Oh, no problem. I got that. I got that, man.
I say, all right, man. Have a good night. Have a great New Year. I know I took
All
your
right.
time. Play for Tristano. See you when I see you, bro.
No, no, don't
Peace,
worry
good.
about it. Don't worry about it. I bet it's all love, man. See you. Shout out. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate y'all. Good night.
Good night.